struck something in me because that's what my mom used to do to me. She'd be like, "Oh, take your beanie out, blah, blah." And like with Isaac, we would talk about how he always has his hood up because he's like trying to be guarded and shielded, and so that's kind of like whenever he has a hoodie on, he's like trying to kind of disappear. And I mean, the relationship between him and Joan in the movie is really about this relationship where she's always seeing him or trying to see him and like trying to tell him through actions like you don't have to hide when you're in front of me. And so there's something about that action where I remember seeing it and I was like, whoa, like that was great. Like that's what the movie is in such a sort of simple gesture.
Wow, I love that was an improv gesture, so beautiful. What you're talking about, his mother seeing him kind of leads me to my next question about the final scene of the film and just the looks between the two of them. Can you talk about kind of how you came to that ending and Joan, kind of what that filming that scene was like?
I think, well, it's making me think when the first draft you read, I can't remember what, because Andrew was actually one of my mentors in the Sundance Ignite program. And up until that was like early 2020 or so, the only people who read it were like my friends. And then all of a sudden, we got to pitch it in this program. Andrew was like, "Send me your script, I'd love to read it." And I was like, "Oh God, I gotta work on this script." Andrew On's gonna read it. But I think even in earlier drafts, that was kind of a key. The ending had changed, but I think it always started with this sort of family dinner scene that I sort of, not to put our movies in the same category at all, but I was like, oh, this should be like the Social Network scene or something, where it's like, in one scene you get the relationships, you understand each character, you understand the relationship everyone has with each other, just at this dinner table in the most domestic setting, but it is like chaos and cacophony, and it's just people talking. And that was kind of always the intention of that first scene, to try to have a scene that can go from the most domestic to the most chaotic within one scene, and that teaches you how to watch the movie. And then once the movie became much more of a mother-son story, that I sort of saw the arc as this movie that begins and you think it's about friendship and then ends and it's about family. Then it was just kind of like, okay, well, if the real first scene, it starts at the dinner table, then what if we end the movie at the dinner table, but then everything's changed? The grandma you kind of see in a new light, the sister's kind of gone off to college, the family underneath this roof has completely changed, but you set the same, what is